It's Tony Gapistone, and welcome to the Brave Maker Film Fest online experience. Since we are in shelter in place and our film fest has been postponed till later in the fall, we're taking our experiences to our Facebook page to chat about what the Brave Maker Film Fest is all about. We've been hosting our festival screenings online via our email list at bravemaker.com/buzz. And today, we're going to talk to some of the team, the people who help program the festival. Since we started Brave Maker in actually about 2 years ago, the backstory is April 2018, I was emerging into a new phase of my creative life. I was kind of figuring out the next steps. Filmmaking was definitely a target that I wanted to spend my time doing, writing, directing, producing films. But I also was looking to create something new and different. And this idea for this nonprofit organization came to my brain in April 2018. I had spent a lot of years going to the Sundance Film Festival, 8 as of this year, and it has been super inspiring to me. I love everything about that experience, going to the mountains, getting away, watching 4 films a day, going to panels and workshops, and meeting all the creative people behind that experience. Well, I know a lot of people will not get the opportunity to go to Sundance Film Festival. It's pretty expensive. It's out of the way. It's 10 days. So why not create something in my own community, the city that I love and live in, Redwood City? And that's how the idea for Brave Maker was birthed. And I started reaching out to people in my community, people that I've worked with before and that I love working with, and assembled a great team of people who help put on the Brave Maker Film Festival. So I want to introduce you to a core team of our programmers, the people who actually watch all the films, rate them, and help select them. 2 of them are with me here virtually and visually. Welcome Jessica Musgrave, who is our festival producer, and Rhobertino, who is just Rhobertino, like Madonna or Cher or Prince. And we'll be having Rebekah Amosa, who will be in the chat. Rebekah was supposed to be with us here on camera, but she's 39 weeks pregnant and she's got baby boy Luca on the way. And then she came down with some throat thing today where she wasn't able to speak very well. So we said, hey, just show up in the chat. So Rebekah, if you're on, say hi and share your 2 cents and we'll swipe it in here as we go. But so I'm going to give my introductions to these 2 and let them kind of elaborate a little bit more about what they do and who they are. Jessica and I go back all the way to 2014. We met through our faith community. She was doing animation stuff. She had just got out of school with an animation degree. Someone said, you 2 need to talk. And long story short, cut to, she's then producing the films that I was writing and directing. And she's been a part of my creative production tribe since then. And so when we started Brave Maker, it just seemed like only fitting that she would come on into this next endeavor. And then Rhobertino, I met at a Sundance short film mixer in San Jose. And this guy has a ton of experience, not only in the film world, doing production, producing, and editing projects, but he's been to every film festival on the face of the earth. He knows every celebrity. If you go to his Facebook and Instagram, he's got pictures with all the people. So he was a perfect fit to join in and become our assistant director. And he does all the PR and media stuff for the Film Fest. So, before you welcome, let me tell Rebekah Amosa is saying hi. She's here. Hi, everybody. She and I also met through our faith community, and her and husband had relocated here from Spain after a couple of years. I think 1 year of him working at Facebook. And she has a background in fashion and design. And she and I quickly connected and started talking about Brave Maker. And she got involved as the creative developer and has been also doing productions with us as well. So we're really excited for all 3 of them, to be a part of the main core programming team. So Jess, let me throw it to you. Share about your experience so far, jumping in, and kind of more about what you do with the festival.
With the festival, I help produce and program it. So I help lock down locations, help select the films, help rate them, help find investors and sponsors, help lock down meals, schedule, get the team, everybody situated and on board together and on the same page, get everything organized. It's pretty much the gist of it.
Do it all. And Robertino, tell more about what your involvement is.
Well, let's see. Well, I help assist you, director of the fest. Since I have a lot of connections in the Bay Area and the film festivals that I do year round, I network a lot, so I know a lot of people in the media. So I help do PR, and I do a lot of programming because I really enjoy visiting or attending film festivals all throughout the Bay Area. So that's really my thing. And then I take notes and, pay attention to what our theme of our film festival is. And I help, or I pray that they'll say yes and get the okay to bring them in. So, yeah.
Robertino does a lot of curating films. So we probably, I'd say our film festival is 50-50. Our selections are 50% of them come just because people submit to the festival. They find Brave Maker Film Fest on Film Freeway. And then 50% of them come through curation. I'd say, and Robertino does a large part of that curation. I'd say a good, majority of the features potentially that have come through have been curated by you, Robertino, because you attend like Mill Valley and Napa Valley and Cinequest and all the other big film festivals in the area. Talk more about that process, just about why that has become a part of your life, frequenting all these film festivals.
Well, I guess the love for film, and I studied film and production. So once my first class in film school, I fell in love and I just dove right in, and I just started taking every class I could, from cinematography to directing to screenwriting, anything and everything in the film world, So then on top of that, but I think I was already attending film festivals already before Brave Maker. So I think it just went hand in hand, and it just sparked a lot of interest in me to usually I do dive right in. I give a lot of my energy, especially if I love it and I have a passion for it. And that's what I love, Brave Maker, and I love attending film festivals. And my thing is, like, how people are have a hard time networking and talking to people, but I enjoy it. I enjoy networking and meeting filmmakers and producers and actors, all that. Like that's my world. So I'm just happy to be a part of Brave Maker. So that's where I come from, my world.
Robertino, tell people your Instagram. Because I want people to go and see all of all of the people you have met over the years and all of the pictures. Like, you are always posting a picture with a filmmaker or an actor. I mean, and I always see how people, like, their emoji eyes, like, how do you meet this person? They're envious of that. So what's your Insta handle, so I can put that up there for people?
It's gonna be okay. RH0B3RT1N0. Did you get that?
Boom! Right there.
There you go.
Go find Robertino. I'm gonna leave that up there for a second. He is a very accessible guy, and if you have questions about kind of following in his footsteps, both of these two, and Rebekah, chime in when you can via chat about what you love about being a part of the Film Fest team. But these two are very accessible, and I guess I would just start there. So, just chiming in, I'm Tony Gapastone, and my heart today is that we would be able to talk about, like, what makes a good festival experience. before you even get your feet on the ground, and hopefully we'll get our feet on the ground publicly again sometime soon to be able to have public screenings and public gatherings. But I thought it'd be interesting to talk about what what filmmakers can do, what you all watching can do ahead of time to make sure you have a really successful run for your film. Because it really does start, and this information, I hope, doesn't just pertain to Brave Maker. I hope it just can pertain to any film festival that you're going after, both all three of us, as well as Rebekah, who, by the way, Rebekah's chiming in saying, I try to help where I'm needed. Beforehand, I program. I work with creative development, developing merch. During the fest, I work in venue management, helping to host, etc. Yes. So if you see Rebekah right here, right down there, you can connect with her. It's always really good to know the people who are programming festivals, right? Rhobertino kind of mentioned that. This is a lot about building relationships and knowing those who are involved behind the scenes. Not because it's like, hey, I know you behind the scenes, can you get me in? But there is sometimes some of that, right? I don't know what you two would say about that, but when we know the filmmakers and we have a relationship, sometimes we're a little bit more eager to support them or even encourage them in. Do you two want to comment about that at all?
Go ahead, Rhobertino.
Well, yeah, I mean, once you just start networking, meeting people, then you just start to see a lot of the same familiar faces at many film festivals. So then you start making friends and you start building relationships in the community, and that's how it grows. And it just builds and builds every year. And the excitement for every film festival is the same. Like it's like an extension of a family, right? Like we are.
True.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think the family element is a good, any of us who've been on set know what it feels like to make something together. Mm-hmm. And when you finish that film, you're sad to leave because you've been spending these, long days with people in these really close and intimate ways. I feel that same way every time we have a film screening and we do our fest. We're all working hard together and we're trying to elevate these brave stories. And we want to support our filmmakers, and we feel proud, almost like proud parents, when we, present these films out into the world. Mm-hmm. So for a filmmaker wanting to connect with a film, do some research, look at the program staff, go to their website and find out, first of all, if you are submitting your film to a film festival, it would really benefit you to figure out, does your film fit with the brand of this festival? For instance, there are really specific film fests that are all and only about horror. So if you have a romantic comedy or something that does not fit horror, it would not benefit you or your pocketbook to submit your film to that. We, at Brave Maker, our brand, Jessica, do you want to comment about a little bit sort of what we're looking for, the type of films and or filmmakers that we're engaged in?
Yeah, absolutely. At Brave Maker, we basically stand for brave stories. So stories that need to be told, that aren't being told, or, don't have the voice representing them. And somebody wants to bring that film to life. Those stories are powerful and they need to get told, they need to get heard. And that's what we stand for. So primarily that.
Mm-hmm. And I'd add, we're also, because we're located in the Bay Area, we even have a program section just for Bay Area made films, which is kind of cool. So we have basically kind of the broad stroke of description that Jessica was saying. We even have like smaller kind of niche programs, like we look for LGBTQ plus filmmakers and films. We have a real heart for women filmmakers. We look for films on justice type issues. So those are some important themes that if you have a film in those type of categories, definitely try and connect with us. The other thing, it doesn't mean we're not going to take a film that doesn't have some of these elements. I mean, we've definitely had some exceptions that just felt like, oh, this cinematically is beautiful, or so wonky, ridiculous, experimental that we have to show this film. It might not have any kind of justice story to it, but it has a sense of like they took a risk as a filmmaker. I'm going to bring a comment from Roth Rinden here. First of all, it says, a sexy bunch of people. Thank you, Roth, for that. And he whistled. But he says this: filmmakers feel like once they've submitted a film and have been accepted into a film festival, but usually there's not a lot more work to do. Can you talk about what an EPK is and what you look for in a strong EPK? Is this something filmmakers can prepare ahead of time? So an EPK is an electronic press kit. That's a great question. And he's saying, have been accepted. Yeah. So great question. What kind of stuff can someone do beforehand? So if you look on Film Freeway, if you have your film on Film Freeway, just so you know, all of us who are programming, and Rebekah's chiming in saying, we love to showcase diversity in our local filmmakers. When we get a film in the Film Freeway portal, there is a lot of information that a filmmaker can put in there. You can put behind the scenes photos. You can put your website, all of your social handles. You can put a synopsis to the film, and you can put a director's statement. So your electronic press kit, maybe you don't have a graphic designer who's created some amazing movie poster for you, but you should at least fill that space up. We sometimes get that empty, right? I mean, Rhobertino and Jessica, we've looked at some films that really don't have anything in that space. And maybe that's an artistic choice because the person wants to be really creatively elusive and abstract. I get that in a way. But at first glance, there's sometimes where I'll just click a film and I'll just watch it. And there's other times where I'll just going to go, okay, cool. Who is this person? Let me see a little bit about like what they have communicated ahead of time. There's even a place for a trailer. I know some filmmakers are anti-trailer. Whatever's good for you. But I think a strong presence of a film's poster will help you get your social media going, which is another thing that's really important as a filmmaker, is to have a presence on social media. Because we as the film festival who are looking to potentially program you, we want to see if we're going to get into a mutually beneficial relationship. Meaning if we are putting effort and energy into investing and promoting you, will you also do the same thing with us? It's not trying to be quid pro quo or anything like that. But I think it's really important, like Roth identifies, that as a filmmaker, you're going to have to do some work ahead of time. And that work will only benefit you for the future. Rhobertino or Jess, do you want to add anything?
I think I like, personally, when I go on Film Freeway and I'm looking at a film, I like being able to see a little bit more, like you said, about the film, about the filmmaker. I want to be able to get the whole package in one, get more of a gist of what, like you said, the posters, see what the film is, get a better feel for it. I think the more that's on there, the better feel I'm going to get, other than just watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. Like it's like a plus, I mean, it's not like, if a film just like stands out, it's going to stand out. But I mean, it's a plus if you have that extra information in there.
Right now, as we're doing our online festival, the screeners and the screenings are happening basically through our social media. The ones that have public links, we're posting on our Brave Maker Film Fest page. So facebook.com/Brave Maker Film Fest. The ones that do not have public links yet, which is fine, because a lot of them are still going to be doing the film festival circuit, hopefully online or not. So we are putting them out through our email list. But as I'm going and as I'm creating this, weekly email, as well as doing our social media, I'm going back to Film Freeway to see if I can pull stills and pull information that I can then promote, because that really now becomes a big part of our job, is to promote the films that we've selected. And if there is a good, solid electronic press kit, or Film Freeway portal that's loaded with stuff, that'll only benefit you and encourage me as one of the programmers is to push out that content. So I think that's a great question by Roth, who is one of our alum filmmakers who had a film last year called The Bunbury Encounter. and we'll have the Christmas tradition out coming this week. By the way, if you are not on our email list, make sure you get on it as soon as possible, because we're sending out our free movies every Monday. And you can go to bravemaker.com/buzz. Cool. So feel free again to throw any questions in there if you are curious about kind of behind the scenes stuff. But let's, what else do you think we all should talk about, Jessica and Rhobertino, from your notes there? I'm looking at my notes. I have some other ideas of best practices that filmmakers can do ahead of time and when they get selected before the film festival actually happens. Anything right now that you think we should dive into?
Yeah, well, like it's good to know if they're actually going to be able to attend the film festival, so we can plan out a Q&A and have like an excellent promote that, and that adds more to the to their film and their block. So I think that's pretty key. I mean, I love to attend Q&As, especially because like once you watch a film, you learn much more from the crew that's up on the Q&A, and like Bravemaker likes to do, you like to link local resources to empower and the community in that way.
Yeah, for sure. For sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
Helps us schedule our workshops and our yeah, like you said, Q&As, our meetings, helps us get the schedule done beforehand.
Rebekah says she totally agrees with everyone. I always read and appreciate the additional information.
Yeah.
So yeah, a best practice is be aware of your schedule. It's not a what do you call it? It's not a deal breaker if you can't come to the festival, but it's really important for us to screen films that the filmmaker can then come and talk. We love calling them a question and response, a Q&R time. Sometimes when you have a film and you show it and there's nobody to talk about it afterwards, it's kind of a big bummer. It's like wah, wah, sort of a letdown. So I love that a filmmaker can actually tell us, oh, hey, I'm going to be there, or I can definitely be there, or I can't be there, but I'll send. Check this out. When I got into a film festival in Elgin, Illinois, I also got into a film festival in New York with 1440 and Counting, which Jessica was on. And so I couldn't obviously be at both festivals at the same time. But my family lives in Illinois, so I could send my brother and my dad to represent me at the film festival. And so my dad and brother totally walked the red carpet and did the Q&R question and response time for me. It was super cool. I loved it. It was just a great example of, if you can't be there, find a way to be there. And maybe, with the onset of virtual stuff and shelter in place, we're going to see more online chats like this, So let's talk about other communication elements. What makes a good filmmaker is really good communication. So even now we have selected some filmmakers. Hey, Bobby in the background.
They're saying hi, dude.
We got the Mister in the background. We've had some filmmakers who haven't responded. So we've said, hey, we select your film, but we have not heard from them. And in some cases, been 2 or 3 times of trying to reach out. Our team has been emailing, social media, messaging, calling, and we don't hear from people. Now, granted, we're in a very interesting space and time right now, so people are just trying to survive, and that's okay. But just do your best to communicate quickly and promptly, and especially once films go to public screenings again, getting your DCP, your digital cinema package, in is really important to make sure we can screen your film. Like last year, we had a couple, one not even show up at all. So yeah, any other comments you want to make about that?
I think it helps when the filmmakers and the programming team are completely transparent with each other. So communicate with us everything like you said, if you're going to be there, if you're not going to be there, what you need from us, what you expect from us. Kind of just keep everything upfront and open. Help us help you.
Basically, yeah.
Basically, yeah. So communicate as much as possible. And Film Freeway even makes it like easy for you when you first apply or submit your film. After you submit the film, you'll get like a page that pops up that says tweet it out or Facebook it out, and you can just click a button and it says I just submitted to the Brave Maker Film Festival. And we see that, we see that. Programmers see that. Roth is asking, when you select a film for your festival, what is the selection process? Is there a process of elimination? Do multiple people watch film submissions or just one? That's a really great question. Who wants to describe our 10-point rating system and some of the things that we rate each film in?
So to answer you, Roth, yes, the selection process goes through, process of elimination. Multiple people do watch the film submissions, and then it kind of goes based on the average score. So we do a 10-point rating system. Help me out, guys, but it goes on if it's brave, because it's obviously the Brave Maker Film Fest, so we want it to be a brave film. If it's creative,
it rates it like in how's the cinematography, how's the pacing,
the production
all that counts. And so it gives you a score at the end, and you can add a little remark to it also, and then you can also flag it, right? Like if it's totally not going to be in our film festival, or if it's a great, or like this one stands out, so you just like it's different, it's color coded, right?
So every film basically has this rating, with these 10 different categories, as Jessica and Rhobertino were saying. Everything, we're looking at the story, we're looking at the characters, the character development, the writing. We're looking at, is there diversity reflected in this story? And then each one of those 10 points gets rated on from a 1 to a 10. And so basically at the end of those ratings, we personally, individual, have created a rating from 1 to 10 for the film. And then as more people watch the film, it gets an average rating. And so usually we're looking for the films that get an 8 or higher on our rating system. We've got about 12 or 15 jurors, people that watch the film from our team. And then obviously the 4 main core programmers, being myself, Jessica, Rhobertino, and Rebekah. Rebekah says having a filmmaker attend is super special and is a part of what makes the Film Fest experience so appealing. Totally agree. So it's interesting when I think about us as the main kind of program team, how we all bring something different, right, to our opinions and our like what our preferences are. I think it's really neat. Like when I think about you, Jess, and kind of what you bring, you're a producer, you're a mom, you're a wife, you're a woman, right? You bring something unique and different. Rhobertino, you're Latino, right? You identify in the LGBTQ plus community. You are a producer. You're male, right? We bring all these different things. Rebekah is interesting. I love Rebekah is Canadian, and she's Black, and she's married to a Panamanian. They speak Spanish, and she's pregnant, right? So we bring these different, like, our perspectives, diverse understandings and points of view into the world. I think it's really kind of cool how that ends up being like what we're bringing to the table. I wanted to quickly show a picture of Rebekah from our Brave Maker Film Fest Instagram page. If you are not on our Film Fest page, you can go there, instagram.com/Brave Maker Film Fest. But it's cool, like we're all so different, the main programmers, even our larger team of Brave Maker volunteers are all radically different. And I love that. If you haven't gone to our website yet, make sure you go check that out at bravemaker.com. And that's where you can also sign up on our mailing list, and you can find out about all of our events. We have classes, screenwriting classes. We have fiscal sponsees, filmmakers who are raising funds underneath us. Jose says, thank you for what you do. It's such an inspiration to all the people in filmmaking. Thank you so much, Jose, for chiming in. Jose has been a photographer in the Redwood City area and has also, before the shelter in place, been wanting to get involved. So hopefully we'll be able to work with you too at some point, Jose. All right, so what else? Talking about when filmmakers are submitting, anything else that would be great for before they submit, and then we can start talking about when they get selected. Any other things coming to mind of things we should chat through? Do's and don'ts of before they get selected. I'd say don't submit a rough cut. I know we're not so much like, we're not a top tier festival, so it's not like we're Cannes or TIFF or Sundance or Tribeca, where people are really wanting to get into our festival. Which I want to make sure we talk about that. We don't have sales agents coming, distributors necessarily, not yet. They're not coming to the Brave Maker Film Fest. We're primarily a local film festival that really celebrates movies and brave stories, and we really want to promote you as a filmmaker and have fun and have a party and have a good time and make great friendships. But there's still an element of like quality and production that we're looking for. So I'd say for the most part, submitting a rough cut where it's like the visual effects aren't there or the sound isn't there, I just don't think it's a great use of your time. Because for instance, even a small festival like us, we had 130 films, I think, this year, right? 133 films.
Yeah.
And we only really had slots for 30 to 40 when we had the public screening. We'll probably have more when we're doing our online screenings. But to think about that, like it is a competition sometimes for space. And if your film is not ready for screening now, it's really hard for those programmers to help to visualize that when they have their eyes on all these other films that are done well and at their final stages, right? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You just want to add anything to that?
I would just say,
you can push back. I'm not, this is just my opinion.
Yeah. It would help to, before you came, like to at least, like you said, know your schedule and like have some kind of awareness of what you're getting yourself into, know the local area, and just have a good attitude. Don't come in here like thinking like, you know what I mean? Like we're all, you know what I mean? Like
don't think you're above another filmmaker or
not above me. No, I'm just saying, like just I think like our last year, I think we got such a good response that people were really impressed by. They couldn't believe that it was our first year, and they were like, "What? It's so organized, and like we had such a great time."
Mm-hmm.
So it's great. And then like this year, we were like, "Okay, this is what we learned from last year. We're gonna improve it this year." But we're ready to go. We were pumped, and then this thing happened. But it happens to us all. But yeah, I mean, like once this is all over, like we're ready to continue on where we left off. So I think, like I was saying, once the filmmaker comes, they're gonna know our energy and they're just gonna feel it right away. So I think our team just pretty much shows it all. Like right at when you first meet us, like you'll know who we are and what type community we are.
Our team does like to have a good laugh. We do like to have a lot of fun. I'm thinking about the very last, because sometimes we're just delirious, by the way.
Yeah.
At the end of a screening or the end of film. Last year, I'm thinking our last night was like a film in and of itself. It was a scene, that's for sure. By the way, we are postponing hopefully till September 4th through 6th. That is Labor Day weekend, but come on, you can make plans. Hopefully that's going to work. So pray with us to make sure that happens. All right, let's talk about when they do get into the festival, what could make a, well, oh, by the way, short filmmakers. I'm speaking, all of us have made a lot of short films. Rebekah has been a part of our productions, and Jessica and Rhobertino, we've made a bunch of short films together even. The shorter, the better. Learn to edit. We have taken long short films. Like a feature film is 45 minutes or more. If your short film is 30 minutes, it must be really dang good. And we did Carry Tiger to Mountain. It was 30 minutes. It was a really dang good short film. But we are looking to program a nice block in a 2 hour to, an hour and a half session. And if we have a bunch of films that are 30 minutes long, it's really challenging because it takes up space. Sometimes we're looking like Sweater in 99 and Ally 3000 were 5 minutes each. Those films, we programmed 3 5-minute short films by Nick Borenstein and Giovanni Espiritu, and it was awesome. And because they were so short, we could program a lot in a section. So just be aware of that in the editing process. If you find yourself making like really long short films, overall, it might be challenging to get into film festivals, not just ours, because when it comes to programming, time is really important. And we're looking at the total running time of your film. Any other comments on that before we talk about other stuff?
Yeah, I highly agree on that, because then we can program more.
Yeah. It's harder to get a long short film in front of a feature film.
Yes.
Fill up slots. So it kind of has to definitely fit in a short film block.
That's true, because sometimes we're programming a short film in front of a feature film, and sometimes we have just a block of all short films. So that's why all different lengths, or the shorter the better, is really helpful for that.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so when someone gets selected, again, this goes back to your social media presence. Like, shout it out on the mountaintops. Be proud of this. We want to see you posting, because we're only going to share that on our social media as well. It'll only benefit you and hopefully grow your audience. Again, look at us like as a publicist in a way. Like we're not like TIFF or the big major film festivals that are drawing, financiers yet. I'm saying this yet, but we are at a place where we're going to promote the heck out of you and make you feel good about yourself. I think like you can see, we love films. We are filmmakers ourselves, and we want you to have a great experience. Part of the reason why I created Brave Maker is I had been to some really shoddy film festivals where I showed up and nobody knew who I was, and I had to kind of make my way, which goes to like what Jessica was saying. When you come, and Rhobertino said it too, when you come, keep your expectations at a certain level, because it's easy to get disappointed when you show up thinking like, we do have red carpets now. We love our red carpets, but if you think you're coming at like an A-list type of level, and we're going to be throwing rose petals and give you a swag bag with hundreds and hundreds of dollars of things in there, we're not there yet. We'd like to be. So just come at a place where it's like, hey, I'm going to be open-handed here. Anything could happen. I don't want to have too high of expectations, or think I'm going to meet, my next collaborator, or think someone's going to like want to pay for all the films for the rest of my life. Just come going, all right, I'm going to show my film. I'm going to talk about it. And if I can take a few cute pictures on a red carpet with some cool people, I'll be happy, right? I know. What else do you have to say about when people arrive and keeping your mental state at a place where you don't get too disappointed or too up in your head? You know what I'm saying?
I'd say, like you said, keep an open mind. Be humble with the whole experience. Know that we're all people just like you are, and we may have, I don't know, a bad situation going on we're trying to fix ourselves. And just, I don't know, be humble, have grace with this.
Yeah.
Roll and as well as being humble, and we all know this as filmmakers, problems are going to arise, right?
Yeah.
Problems with your DCP might just happen in the projector room of the theater that we paid thousands of dollars to rent, that we thought was going to be going off without a hitch, and something happens. Your bag might get lost. The hotel might have an issue. We might have lost your name badge. It might be on us and it might not, but just come with an open mind. And, just shout out to some of the filmmakers in the past who just come and like really rocked our boat, like with the greatest attitudes and come ready. Like, Kevin O'Brien last year, who had the film At the End of the Day. He came from Florida, number one, which was huge. I thought that was like awesome dedication. Mm-hmm. He came with a like street level grassroots campaign where he was passing out postcards, and he put up posters in the local cafes. And then he brought a dozen donuts which now is going to become a tradition on our Sunday morning. Whoever screens at our Sunday morning thing, we're going to bring dozen donuts. Like, we're going to church. It's film church on Sunday morning. It's just so cool. Like, think creatively, come with an attitude of humility, fun, and don't take things so personally, because we're all just trying to do our best. That for me, I think, is one of the most successful things a filmmaker can do, is be also proactive. Like, some people I love have said, "Hey, can I help bring that velvet rope over there? Can I hold that for you?" Like, oh, I love that. And those are the people that we want to work with. Those are the people that we want to elevate. Like, I will bend over backward and, stretch around and do whatever I can to like make your experience. We are the ones who are getting 3 or 4 hours of sleep, if that, to give you a great experience. And your attitude will only help make it better. And I said that about any film festival you go to. If you come with like, "Hey, I'm here to help and serve too," and not like, "Where's my this and that," it'll go so much better for you.
Yeah, we still have the energy to party it up. Can you add a little bit about your awards, Brave Maker and awards?
Oh yeah, that's a great thing to talk about. So we had a discussion about not doing awards because, like many film festivals, you go, you watch, and then you tear a thing at the end, or you vote on your phone. We decided to take that away from our ethos because we felt we just wanted it to be a celebration. Filmmakers have enough anxiety and pressure and rejection just getting into a film festival. Let's keep it at that. Let's let that be what we celebrate. Hey, you're here. You're in. You completed a film. Woohoo! Now you don't have to worry about having to go home with an award, or having to campaign, or having to get people into your film screening and having to make sure they, whatever. Like, just enjoy it. And it's one less thing that you have to feel bad about yourself for. And I really like that. I mean, to be honest, when I go to film festivals, that added pressure of, oh, I got a nomination, and I've got a few nominations over the years. I'm in the top 5, but then I don't win. I'm like deflated. I get back on that airplane and I don't feel really great about myself. And, we love the Academy Awards, the Emmy Awards, the Golden Globes, but in general, art, we don't create art for the awards. We do it because it's in us, and because we have stories to tell, and we want to impact culture, and we just want people to be entertained or find hope or feel seen. We don't do it because we need a trophy on our mantle.
No, plus, we're more about building a community and having filmmakers bond with each other, and adding competition to it doesn't give us the ability to do that. That's not the aspect we want.
Yep. Yeah. We're not at that level too. Like, I hope at some point, when we grow and when we're drawing people's eyes from Hollywood, because we're going to be a premiere festival someday, I still don't want to have to give awards. I still just want to, this art to live in itself. And if someone wants to have a bidding war over it, great, go for it. Your husband is saying hi from the other room. Jessica, I love it. And what is this artsy response from Rebekah? What is that about? Is that some sort of
probably a text, or it's probably like emojis
her emojis? Yeah, she must have.
It's 3 little boxes.
A Samsung.
We love you, Rebekah. We see you. Okay. your DCP, we are working with a company called Simple DCP, and they make all of the films for us. Party emojis, she said. So when we do go back to public gatherings again, make sure when you're a selected filmmaker, you're checking your email. You know what the next steps are. You know what's required of you. Those things are really, really important. Quick responses saying, yeah, I got that. Follow the film festival on social media and start retweeting and resharing the festival's information, because that's going to draw more people to you. When you come to our city, do a little research. Google it. Google what Redwood City is all about. Google where to stay. Google what the great restaurants. Google what people are talking about. We love our city. That's why we have it here, and we're going to do our best to show you around. In fact, we bring in press, so we have relationships because of Rhobertino with News Up Now. By the way, you can go to our website and you can see we have a media page, and there's a whole link that's basically like the News Up Now link on our webpage, where you can see the interviews that have been done by their journalists and broadcasters. So I'm going to show it to you right now. Go to bravemaker.com, and if you click on the media tab, you'll see there's a link where it says interviews and different things like that, and you'll see some of our premieres and interviews with their correspondents like Gardenia there. We get press for you, so come ready for that. We're not a black tie, swanky dress festival at this point. We were hoping to have a decade party, so sometimes we might have some special, like bring some special attire, costume, that type of thing. But it's kind of like, what would you describe it, you two? Upscale, casual type red carpet screen event type thing?
It's mixed, because there's totally casual people, because we wear mostly like t-shirts and jeans when we're there. So most of the guests, I want to say they do the same thing. It's mostly casual, but if they dress up, I'd say upscale, casual.
Yeah. You get an extra bag, or like a goodie bag. No, just kidding.
No,
you dress up.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, there's that element of just going, make sure you do your research and know what to expect when you show up. Know like here's a picture from our red carpet. Know what kind of things people are wearing, know where people are staying, know what the weather's like. We do have pretty great weather most of the time, but just like little simple things like that, like coming ready and prepared for that stuff. Like if it's going to rain, make sure you have an umbrella and that type, so you don't have to spend extra money, while you're here to purchase that kind of stuff. Just, as a general rule, as a human being, make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. And hopefully before you even press that submit on the Film Freeway portal, you have a little bit of understanding of who that film fest is. So with Bravemaker, make sure you look at all of our website up and down and go, okay, this is the one for me. So then when we say yes, it's like, boom, you're a part of the family.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, if there's any other comments, now's the time. We got Andrea just saying thank you. That's your friend, isn't that your friend? Is that Andrea? Jessica?
Yeah.
He catered one of our events one time.
Oh, such a good chef.
And he made good cannoli. Andrea, molto bene. I have a couple last things. I'm looking on our sheet of notes that we did before, you two. Jess, you said, don't speak badly of other filmmakers or films or screenings in public. Can we not chat about that a little bit?
Yeah, we're all about promoting people and building people up. We don't want people to feel like they're not in a safe space. Bravemaker is all about harsh conversations and safe spaces. And I mean, what's the point of all this if nobody feels safe? Because we're all back talking somebody, back talking each other.
Mm-hmm. Or you mean like, like you might say, oh, I didn't like that film. Can you believe blah, 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 blah. And then the filmmaker's like right there.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, shoot, that was a filmmaker.
Yeah. Or it's like even us as a team. If I'm talking bad about somebody, and that makes the whole team look bad. Just, same thing. If you're putting down somebody's film, or that doesn't make you look any better. That makes you look worse.
Yeah.
You know, people aren't going to want to work with you if you're looking like you're just putting other people down the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
One of our selected filmmakers who we screened her film in January, Liz Manischel of Speed of Life, when she was sharing on our panel discussion, she shared that she had somebody walk out of her film, which, like, I'm fine with that. But then I'm in the lobby later and I hear somebody trash talking my baby, really, you know, my effort. And it's like, it's really heartbreaking. Now, we can't, you know, like, people are going to have preferences and opinions, and we are definitely entitled to them. So, but when you are a part of a film fest experience, we know this as creators in general. None of us ever tries to create something bad. Everything we think is good. Roth says, discuss your criticisms and notes in private. That's really good.
Absolutely.
He says, it's called the 2-block rule. Wait till you get 2 blocks away before you start talking about something. I think that's really smart. Yeah. And we in general, like, when things are going on in the industry, like the Me Too movement, harassment, one of the things that we're really, this is taking it up a level. Sorry, I just went to this place, but we have been really clear about our volunteer team when it comes to the treatment of filmmakers, is that we don't tolerate the tearing down, let alone abusive, harassment, or racist comments. Like, that's just something we do not stand for. Like, we are all about creating a culture of bravery, of affirmation, of inclusivity and diversity, and that's really important for us. And I know most filmmakers are in this space, but there's always challenging. So if you ever run into that, not just at our festival, but anywhere, report it right away. Let somebody know. We had even, in fact, this year, inspired by Sundance, we were going to put signs up like, if you should see this or hear this, please call this number. Please report it immediately. We are a place that tolerates and welcomes all people and includes all races and treats all genders with equity. So that's something that we really care about. And I know filmmakers come and they want to have a good experience. So let's make that. Let's all put our hands together and say, like, we're going to do that. We're going to make that possible.
Exactly.
All right. Any other final things? I'm looking at our notes here. I feel like we kind of covered stuff. If there's stuff that we didn't cover, you could always email me or Jessica or Rhobertino. We're pretty easy to find. It's just our names at Bravemaker. So Rhobertino at bravemaker.com, Jessica at bravemaker.com, Tony at bravemaker.com. We're really easy to, and Rebekah at bravemaker.com. You can ask us anything if you have questions about the submission process. Now, let me just be clear too. We do get a lot of people saying, can I get a waiver? We usually don't do waivers, but we always do like an alumni discount. So if you've been a part of our film festival, we always give you a 50% off. Unless you're curated, unless like Rhobertino goes and finds you, we don't say like, hey, we want you, you have to pay. Then Rhobertino gives you that special free discount because he's giving you the invitation. And we're a nonprofit. We do this because we want to elevate the arts. So if this is something that you want to support, or your company or your stimulus check isn't going anywhere with essentials, and please, if you need your essentials, take care of you, because as we know as creative people, this is a very, very challenging time. Cope and heal and persevere well. But if you have extra finances and you want to support these efforts, you can donate at bravemaker.com/donate, or you can just go right on your phone and text the word Bravemaker to 44321, and you can give right on your phone. Any final words, my friends? Jessica, Rebekah from afar, or Rhobertino?
Tony, what makes Bravemaker different from the rest?
Ooh.
It sounded like you read it off of it.
That's a good question. Oh, I mean, I think everything we just shared, but like our team is like a family. It's been weird that I haven't been able to like see you or touch you in the past 6 weeks. We care about our filmmakers. We are really interested in the Bay Area specifically. I mean, on my own personal journey, I've applied to so many film festivals and got rejections. I've applied to so many grants and been rejected. We are continually like competing with big organizations like even SF Film. We're trying to have a tight, intimate community and really celebrate and see people, and not trying to have a lofty, exclusionary type fest, even though we still have to say no to people. We're trying to be accessible. We give longer question and response times. We spend sometimes a good 30 minutes talking with our filmmakers during our film fest. And we're a film festival that wants to celebrate justice and diversity and inclusion. We really love women filmmakers. We really love all gender expressions with Bravemaker. We really care about LGBTQ stories, not just trite cliche ones, but ones that are made by and for LGBTQ plus people. We want to elevate the conversations about racial justice. We're trying to foster empathy in these guided public discussions. And I think we all believe that brave stories can change the world. Art and film and creativity can influence culture to the nth degree. Like, there's nothing like a story to change a mind or to change a heart or to help people take action. And that's really what I believe, for our mission is all about.
Mm-hmm. I would also add to that, like I mentioned it before, but I think I've been to many Q&Rs. But I think for Bravemaker, again, like as a cast, director, producer, or actors are there, but also Bravemaker connects the local resources, and I think that's huge. Because I've been to many Q&Rs, film festivals, and they don't do that very, very often. So I think that makes Bravemaker stand out a lot. And I think I keep saying, like, it makes a bigger impact in the community.
That's cool.
Like after the Q&R, like people are crying. People are like, oh my God, I got so much out of this. And I can't wait to come back and share this. And now I got this resource. Thank you very much. And this, so like we see it ourselves after, right?
That's true. I forgot about that. Thanks for bringing that up. Just the fact that, like, when we had Miss Virginia, which is a film by R.J. Daniel Hanna, starred Niles Fitch from This Is Us, that when we screened the film, we had the local library come and do a presentation on Black History Month. Or sorry, that was Burden. We had who did we have? We had the Generations United, an organization that cares about literacy in schools, right? So every time, like Rhobertino is saying, we do a film screening, we try to partner with a local nonprofit or justice advocacy organization, or a person like Kara Meredith, for instance, who's a local author, and Sally Steele, who came to the December film screening and talked about just her experience with having to be in a lottery system for her kids in school. So you're right. That's definitely something that we try and do some follow-up, that we give people, hey, if you want to volunteer, or if this kind of like got your heart and you want to take an action step, here's how you can do it. Here's a person. Here's an organization that you can get involved with right away. Yeah. Thanks, Rhobertino. Love that. Okay, well, that's it for our live chat for today. Gosh, this is good. We miss you, Rebekah Amosa, and we're excited to meet baby Luca, who is going to be coming anytime this week or next, whenever he feels like it, coming out. To our selected filmmakers, we want to say we love you and thank you for being a part of our family. We hope we'll be back in the fall for a real face-to-face public gathering where we can see each other, maybe keep some feet apart, but hopefully we'll be able to sit in a theater again at some point soon. Until then, don't forget, you can go to our website. It's bravemaker.com, and you can check out all the offerings that we have right now. You can sign up at our email communication at /buzz, and you'll get an email every Monday with all the free films that we're putting out there. And cool thing is, this Wednesday, we are going to be having another live chat with our two films that came out this week. It is Dispel, which is by Kylie Eaton, and we have Made Public by Foster Wilson. And I'll quickly show you this poster screen grab here from the Made Public film, which stars Josh Zuckerman and Janine Mason. Janine is the star of CW's Roswell, New Mexico. So she's an actress, well known. She was on, I want to say, So You Think You Can Dance. I think she won one year if you look her up. But she's going to be on our live chat 4 p.m. on April 22nd, Pacific time, on this very page, Brave Maker Film Fest Facebook page. So lots of great stuff coming up. Thanks so much, everybody. Thanks to my great team.
T-shirt.
Yeah, oh, that's right. Boom. If you want some t-shirts, you are the story. If you want some t-shirts, we'll send them to you. $25, snail mail style. Just, that's what I'm doing these days. I'm going to the post office and I'm sending t-shirts. You can just email me and I'll get them out to you as soon as I can. Thanks so much, everybody. It was awesome. Brave stories change the world.
Yes.
You are the story. See ya.
Bye.